Okay, magandang araw class. Nandito na naman tayo sa ating basic topic sa statistics and probability, identifying parameters for testing in given real-life problems. So these are the learning objectives in today's discussions. Define the parameters used in a statistical analysis. Identify the parameters to be tested in real-life problems. So recall lang tayo saglit sa definition ng parameter in statistics. So when we say parameter, it is any numerical quantity that characterizes a given population or some of its aspects. So tungkol lahat yung parameter sa ating populations. So kung matatandaan nyo, 'di ba, na-discuss na natin ito sa mga previous topic natin, how to compute the measures of parameter in statistics. So related yun ngayon dito. Another one is the numerical measure that is calculated from the sample is called the statistic. Kung ang tawag natin sa quantity or measurement from population ay parameter, so kapag from sample naman, ang tawag naman natin doon ay statistic. Statistic without S. So, ito ay halos talagang review lang din kasi na-discuss na natin to before, yung parameter and statistic. Yung pinagkaiba nila. So, basic na lang talaga to sa inyo. In additional, a statistic is known number and a variable that depends on a portion of a population. A parameter denotes the true value that would be obtained if census rather than a sample was taken. So, examples of parameters are the measures of central tendency. So, if you still remember yung measures of central tendency, yung mean, median, and mode, diba, they tell us how the data behave on the average basis. So, for example nga, yung tatlo, yung mean, median, and mode, are measures of central tendency that gives us the idea about where the data is concentrated. Samantalang yung SD naman, diba, tells us how the data are spread from the central tendency. So, for example, yung distribution natin is wide or narrowed ba. So, yung mga ganong klaseng parameters are often very useful in that level of analysis. In a normal distribution, there are two parameters that can characterize a distribution, the mean and standard deviation. So, yun, yung statistical hypothesis naman natin is usually nakadepende siya sa population parameter natin. So, malaman naman natin yung ating statistical hypothesis kapag given yung population mean, population SD, population proportion, or yung ating percentage. Ayan, so recall lang tayo ulit sa mga symbol na ginagamit sa statistic and parameter. So, ito ay naman ay na-discuss na natin dati. So, I hope na familiar na kayo sa kanila. Pero sige, balikan pa rin natin. So, di ba X bar yung ginagamit natin kapag sample mean yung given. Then, mu naman kapag population mean. Tapos, S squared kapag sample variance. Kapag naman sigma squared kapag population variance. Tapos, S lang kapag sample standard deviation, tapos sigma naman kapag population standard deviation. So, may nadagdag lang na new symbol which is the proportion. Kapag po sample proportion or percentage, itong P hat, yun yung basa doon, P hat. Kapag naman siya ay population proportion or population percentage, letter P lang, small p. Okay? Ayan ha, basta wag lang malilito, ang statistics ay sample, parameter ay population. Basic lang, diba? Ayan, so tandaan lang yung mga symbol na ginagamit natin kasi ito yung mga gagamitin natin pag nag-translate na tayo ng symbol mamaya. So, review lang ulit tayo dito din sa mga symbol ng mga inequality tsaka equality symbol. So, alam naman natin yan, di ba? So, yung mga true, yung words tsaka yung symbols niya. So, hindi ko na babasahin, ha? To identify the parameters to be tested, meron lang tayong dalawang susundin. So, first is just look for mean or average, standard deviations, variance, and proportion of populations. Kapag nakita mo na yan, yan yung pwede mong gamitin to identify the parameters. Then, after that, determine the value that pertains to the given parameter. Then, translate them into symbols for hypothesis testing. So, yan. Try na natin. So, let's go. Okay, for example, number 1, the average height of adult Filipinos 20 years and older is 163 cm for males. So, first is i-analyze natin. 'Di ba ang sabi kanina, kapag kukuha tayo ng parameters, we first look for the mean or average. Ayan naman. So, nabanggit naman dyan sa ating example 1 na the mean height of adult Filipino is 163 centimeters, 'di ba? So, yun na rin yung kukunin nating parameters. So, ang parameters natin ay the average height of adult Filipinos 20 years and older is 163 centimeter. So, next step is ita-translate natin to symbol tong parameter natin. So, since na-identify naman natin kung anong parameter symbol yung meron tayo, which is yung average or population mean, so mu yung ating symbol, so is equal to 163. So, ganito siya. Okay, so try pa natin sa example number 2. A grade 11 researcher reported that the average allowance of senior high school students is 100 pesos. A sample of 40 students has mean allowance of 120 pesos at alpha of 0.01 test. It was the claim that the students had allowance of 100 pesos. The standard deviation of the population is 50 pesos. So now, gagawin natin is first, let's identify the parameter. So, i-analyze lang din ulit natin. So, ayan naman, nakalagay, the average allowance of senior high school students is 100 pesos. So, ano kaya yung magiging parameter natin? Okay, very good. Ang ating parameter is the average allowance of senior high school students is 100 pesos. And kung itatranslate natin ito into symbol, mu is equal to 100 pesos. Ganun lang ka-basic, 'di ba? Sobrang dali. Next is example number 3. According to the survey, 63% of the parents are willing to spend extra money for their children's health and education matters. So, let's formulate a parameter and translate it into symbols. So, ayan, kung mapapansin nyo sa ating observation para sa pag-create ng parameters, hindi siya mean, hindi siya average, or hindi rin siya SD or variance. Siya ay isang proportion or percentage yung binigay, which is 63%. So, paano kaya natin yung gagawa ng parameter? Okay, so ganito yan. So, the percentage or proportion of parents willing to spend extra money in their children's health and education matter. So, mapapansin nyo sa parameter, kapag percentage or proportion yung given, hindi nyo ilalagay yung percent mismo. So, nakalagay lang percent or proportion. Ilalagay natin yung exact value ng percent or proportion dun mismo sa ating translation. Ayan, makikita nyo, small p is equal to 0.63. I-convert natin to decimal yung percentage by multiplying it by 100. So now, let's try to determine the notation of the given parameter, inequality symbol, or the value of the parameters. The average salary of Polytechnic University of the Philippines graduates is at most 324,000 pesos. So ano kaya yung ating notation symbol dito? So, yung value natin ayan, given na 324,000 pesos. So, ang notation natin dito, since average ay, okay, very good, mu. So, ang ating symbol dito is at most. So, ano kaya yon? Is at most, okay, very good, less than or equal to 324,000. How about dito naman sa second example, the standard deviation of adults riding a bus is 1.5. So, given na yung value na 1.5, ano kaya yung notation natin? Okay, very good. Ang notation natin dito is standard deviation. So, sigma. Ang symbol is equals to 1.5. Okay, next. The Filipino employers offer a mean of 15 days of paid vacation for sick leave. So, given na yung symbol, ano kayang notation natin? Okay, very good. Mu because of mean or average. Ano yung value natin? Okay, good. 15. So, mu is equal to 15 or 15 days. Okay, next example. The survival rate of breast cancer in the Philippines is below 50%. So, ang notation natin dito, since naka-percentage is the letter P for proportion, symbol natin is below, so less than. Our value is 0.5 yung 50% times 100 to convert it to decimal. Kaya 0.5. Okay, last example is the mean number of vehicles in household is at most 1.9 personal vehicles. So, what would be the notation? Ayan, so may nakalagay na mean, so automatic that is mu. So, how about the symbol? Nakalagay dyan is at most. So, that would be less than or equal to, then the value is 1.9. So, mu is less than or equal to 1.9. For your activity, copy and answer the following situations and then translate it into symbols. So, kindly do this on your notebook. So that's all. Thank you for watching. If you understand it clearly, comment down #basic statistics. If you have questions and clarifications, don't hesitate to message me directly. That's all. Goodbye, class.